This is 3 News Daily.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 3 News Daily. I'm Stephanie Haney here with you on this Wednesday, October 26th. Thank you for being here for our top stories from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. And we're starting off in court today in Cleveland, where the criminal trial has started for the man accused of murdering the grandson of former Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson. 30-year-old Robert Shepard is accused of luring 24-year-old Frank Q. Jackson to an area near Cleveland's Heritage View Homes, where he was shot by a second person. This happened just over a year ago in September of 2021. Shepard is charged with aggravated murder, and felonious assault. And we're turning now to the Cleveland Browns suspended quarterback Deshaun Watson, and his legal team is fighting back against the latest lawsuit filed against him. A 25th massage therapist recently accused Watson of sexual misconduct, claiming that she was pressured into a sex act. Well, Watson attorney says that there's evidence that disproves this and presented over 35 text messages to the court that the plaintiff allegedly sent to Watson after the alleged incident took place. Now Watson's lawyer is asking a Texas court to sanction the plaintiff's lawyers, Universal Law Group, $5,000, saying that they knew that the claim was groundless and filed that lawsuit anyway. Our Neil Fisher will have more details on this evening. We'll keep you updated on the air and online. And now for an update on the violence we've been telling you about at the Indian River Juvenile Correctional Facility in Massillon. A state representative says there have been 77 assaults so far this year, and officers tell us something needs to be done. Most recently, on Saturday, 12 inmates broke out of their rooms and barricaded themselves in a school building armed with makeshift weapons.
The kids know you can't do nothing to them. And once you embolden the kid to realize that they can attack a staff, they can destroy something and nothing's going to happen to them, then they get more emboldened and things go further and further out of control, like they have been.
And I don't feel safe for the, 90% of the kids that want to do their time and go home.
Now, the officers say that this all could have been avoided if managers addressed an ongoing staffing shortage and made safety the #1 priority at the facility. All right, now to the fraudulent fishtail. Jacob Runyon and Chase Kaminsky were indicted today on several charges related to the Lake Erie Walleye fishing tournament scandal last month. They have now been formally charged with cheating and attempted grand theft after allegedly placing weights and fish fillets in their catch to try to cheat to win. Both of them pled not guilty in court this morning, and the judge set bond for each of them at $2,500 and also ordered them to turn in DNA samples. That's a bit unique there. We'll have to keep you posted on what the reasoning for that is. Their next court appearance is set for November 9th at 9 a.m. We did live stream the full hearing today, and you can find that on WKYC.com. Now, here's an important update for you if you use Clorox products. The Clorox company said Tuesday that it's recalled Pine Sol scented multi-surface cleaners and all-purpose cleaners because they might have bacteria in them. Now, there haven't been any illnesses linked to the recall that have been reported yet, but they are saying that people with weakened immune systems are at a greater risk if they are exposed to these bacteria-contaminated products. So Clorox says it's conducting this recall out of an abundance of caution. And this is for products produced between January of 2021 and September of 2022. According to the recall notice, that's about 37 million Pine Sol products. Now, it's not every Pine Sol product. We do have an article on WKYC.com, so make sure to check there to see if the Pine Sol that you might have in your cupboard is safe to keep using. And we have inspiring news to share out of Akron. This is now the 11th city in Ohio to ban so-called conversion therapy for children. And if you're not familiar with that phrase, it's been long referred to as a short form and a more official and medical sounding way of describing an attempt to change a person's sexual orientation, gender identity, or expression. And it's considered pseudoscientific by mental health professionals who talk about its harmful effects, not just on children, but also on adults. Now, 20 states and the District of Columbia have outright banned its use entirely, not just for children, but here in Ohio, it does technically remain legal. And when this ban was passed in Akron, Mayor Dan Horrigan pointed out that LGBTQ+ youth who are not supported for who they are more likely to attempt suicide, face homelessness, experience high levels of depression, and also abuse alcohol and other substances. He said that he's hoping that this sends a clear message to LGBTQ+ youth that Akron supports them for exactly who they are. Now, the legislation passed unanimously. It takes effect immediately, and this means that now the Akron Civil Rights Commission has the authority to investigate complaints of reports of conversion therapy in the city, as well as potentially issue orders and penalties if there are violations. The mayor appoints members of the commission with approval of city council, and those complaints can be filed at akronohio.gov/ACRC. And we have a great update for you on what our Cleveland Metropolitan School District students are up to. The students on the robotics team making prosthetic hands with 3D printers have delivered one of their very first international products to a patient. 12-year-old Samantha is from Ecuador and lost her arm in a bus accident. And the students heard her story. They got to work right away. Take a look at this.
So Samantha is telling me that she would just like to thank you for the work that you have done.
Thank you, Samantha. It is our honor. It's a pleasure to do this for you.
You can tell that work means a lot to everyone involved. Now, a group which organizes medical humanitarian missions called IMA Helps got the prosthetic to Samantha, and now we know that she'll be able to lift things, and she'll even be able to write with her brand new hand. And we've also learned that she has big dreams to be a doctor. Hopefully this helps her along that path, and she's inspired to make a difference just like the CMSD students. All right, now we talk about our question of the day. This one is a two-parter. We want to know, how do you feel about it getting darker sooner? And do you have any tricks that work well for you for adjusting during this time of year? I just try not to pay attention to the dark and don't mind sleeping in a little bit. That's probably how I handle it. We want to know what you do, though. Post your comment on the WKYC Facebook page, and we will talk about it during What's New at 4 o'clock. I will say, though, that time change, I never get mad about the extra hour of sleep. All right, now let's give you a lottery update. No, there were not any Powerball jackpot winners on Monday night, so now that jackpot is up to $700 million. That is the 5th largest ever in the history of the Powerball drawings. And you know, I've been on this experiment where I'm playing every week. Wednesday is my usual night, so I will be buying my ticket as usual, and that drawing is tonight at 11 p.m. There were also no winners in last night's Mega Millions jackpot drawing. Those winning numbers for Tuesday night were 21, 30, 35, 45, and 66, and the Mega Ball was 21, and that Megaplier was at 3 times. So the jackpot, not quite as much, but still a pretty solid amount of cash, $64 million for the Mega Millions, and if you take that cash out option, that'll be $31 million. That next drawing is on Friday, October 28th. That's at 11 p.m. And before we go here, in the spirit of October being National Bullying Prevention Month, we want to tell you about the Kindland Initiative. It raises awareness about bullying by encouraging students to take an anti-bullying pledge. And Wellington Exempted Village Schools is holding special Kindland programs today. They're having 2 parades starting at the Patricia Lindley Center. We'll have more details on that starting at 5 o'clock. And hey, if you've seen those billboards around town, you know that our very own Leon Bibb is the mayor of Kindland, and very deservedly so. Okay, everyone, thanks for being with us here for 3 News Daily. Don't forget, you can actually catch the live version of this show on your TVs during NBC News Daily. It also streams on Peacock and NBC News Now. That's at 1:22 p.m. and 1:52 p.m. every single weekday. And remember, you can also catch us on your favorite podcast platform. All right, everyone, have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll see you back Thursday with more 3 News Daily.